So, I have a story, and it involves cramped spaces and certain bodily harm. If College Beth is the wizened and reclusive hermit that you see before you, it should be evident to know that in high school, I was quite the heroic rebel. It was in high school that I started to wear all black to propagate my image as a Byronic hero. And it was during high school that I became the mentor of a group of next-generation heroes, a valiant group of God's warriors, aged 9 to 14, purveying God's melodies through the realm of silent language. Hallelujah. It was cool, okay? At least I kept telling myself that after I was suckered into being the coach of the church's local Happy Hands Club. I guess I'm not being fair, it wasn't called the Happy Hands Club, it was called the Blacklight Team, because when the team would do these sign language performances to Christian music, they would turn off all the lights in the church and wear white gloves with black lights illuminating their hands with electric purple luminosity. So the finished routines looked pretty cool, but when I taught the routines at practices, and I was in charge of your children. Like, I do try to be responsible, and I take it seriously if I need to fix something that I messed up, including children I've probably traumatized. But with my clumsiness being what it is, like this one day after blacklight practice, I thought I was doing so good cleaning up after practice. Church is over, blacklight practice is over, I'm locking up shop, and I see that the door to the youth pastor's office is wide open. Church is over, so I just assume he forgot. So I go ahead and shut the door, and as soon as I hear the lock click shut, I turn to see two of the blacklight girls, and they both just have these looks on their faces like, Beth, why? And that's when I look down and I see one of them is barefooted. She left her shoes in the youth pastor's office, which I just locked and do not have the key for. And she's like, it's okay, my mom can bring me shoes when she comes to pick me up. But I was like, no, I messed up. I need to fix this. I'm the hero of this story, and I know just what to do. And the two girls are like, what are you gonna do? And I lean in real close because it's a secret. And I say, there is an opening in the ceiling of the youth pastor's office that was made when my sister's boyfriend blazed a trail through the ventilation after crawling up an opening in the ceiling that he made in that broom closet right there. And the little girls were like, Bethany, no! And I was like, Bethany, yes! So I heave myself up the pipes and throw myself into the moldy darkness that is above the ceiling tiles. A quick side note, I didn't just rush into this not knowing at all what to do. My sister's boyfriend had led me through this crawl space once before, so I was like, yeah, I know how to crawl through here. But while the girls were down in the youth room like, I hope she's okay up there, I'm up in the crawl space like, I'm so cool. Let me set the scene. I am decked out in black, perched on this rafter on all fours, like a cat about to pounce. And at the end of this rafter is the hole in the ceiling, where the light from the office shines up. Like electric lights reflecting off a diamond in a museum. I am a damn dirty spy. And speaking of dirty, the atmosphere in the area above the ceiling rafters was very thick, very warm, very stuffy, just very scratchy. My sister's boyfriend had explained to me that the way that buildings stay warm in the winter is they have insulation in between the walls. And this insulation, these giant yellow cubes of foam, he said were not ever meant to be touched. Because, he explained, these pieces of insulation were full of glass. Tiny pieces of glass that would get stuck in your skin and itch like crazy if you just even touched the pieces of insulation. What he failed to mention was that if you even stay near these pieces of insulation very long, you're going to breathe in those tiny pieces of glass. And with the way that I was hyperventilating from excitement, I was just huffing that stuff. And I started hacking like... like, I'm just a little disoriented now, but I know I'm already halfway across the rafter. I just gotta collect myself, maybe elevate my chest so that I can breathe better. I just gotta reach one hand out and push myself up off of one of the ceiling tiles, and then I can just be on my way. And that is not at all what happened. I don't know if you know this, but ceiling tiles are like peanut brittle. They're little more than for show, really. To cover up the shame of the urine yellow insulation. I didn't know that. And the two girls in the youth room can hear me as I proceed to fall the fuck down. And as I'm falling, time seems to slow. It appears I am falling. Oh dear. Oh dearie me. I'm totally weightless. You know, this is actually kind of serene. And now I'm landing. This really doesn't hurt as much as I thought it would. Oh wait, there's a pinch. There's a stab. Several stabs, actually. Oh no. Oh no. I land on my side, and even without looking at what's under me, I just know from the crunching noises as I get up, and also from the shattering sound I heard when I landed, I know that I landed right on top of the blacklight team's blacklights. These elongated neon tubes. Glass. Tubes. On glass. I friggin' fell on glass! And it's in my arm. The glass is in my arm. I'm bleeding, I'm coughing, I'm wheezing at this point. Because I brought several pieces of insulation down with me. So I'm trying to Quasimodo my way out of the rubble. And I can hear the two girls shouting my name from the other room. Crap. And they come running in. The floor is just littered with glass and ceiling debris and pieces of insulation just everywhere, and in the middle of it is me, wheezing like a kazoo and clutching at my arm like a piece of meat from the deli. And I'm expecting them to start asking me, "Are you okay? Is there anything we can get you?" They look at the rubble, they look at the hole, and then they look at me, and finally they say, "Beth, you broke the church!" At that point, I'm like, at least it can't get any worse. It got worse. One of those little girls was the pastor's daughter, and in the next instant, she brought him in, along with the youth pastor, who apparently hadn't even left yet. And behind them were like 3 deacons, just to make sure I was really embarrassed. So all these men come into the youth room, and I'm just sitting on the pool table clutching a bloody paper towel to my arm like, "Hi." Now if there is one thing that I want people to take away from this little tale, is that if you have the opportunity to look like a hero or a badass, you go right for it. Because it's probably gonna make other people laugh. Just make sure you wear the right shoes. Because it really hurts having to walk in heels with fractured legs.